Yeah, what a night here at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Now, a Broncos win, that didn't surprise me so much. I mean, after all, they were on their home field, but the way they won, maybe a bit of surprise. Lopsided, dominant, whatever adjective you want to use, that's the way it really was. The Broncos outgained the Packers by 360 yards to get this win and improve to 7-0 on the season. It was a balanced offense, a stifling defense, and they really did it on a very memorable night. Of course, the night where Pat Bowlen, the owner of the Denver Broncos, well, from blowout wins to, well, blowout twins, right? Former Broncos wide receiver Wes Welker, he's been spending his Monday nights, as evidenced by this tweet from 2 weeks ago, at home, being a daddy, you know, but maybe he's had enough of those poopy diapers after all. Today, Welker worked out for the New York Giants. Now, Team Canada may be the most memorable experience of Orr's career. The one fans might actually remember him best for came in Milwaukee before Orr played for the Brewers. He came running out of the dugout, and he found himself in the middle of a race. Literally.
Bottom of the sixth, the sausage race. There was nearly an issue, Sarge. Pete Orr was going out to play second. Look at how he maneuvered.
I dodged three. I think I clipped, I don't know which one, Italian maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what John Elway said after yesterday's trade for Vernon Davis, leaving many to believe there could be more movement coming. You know, what other undefeated team in sports has a GM that's out there trying to make deals to make his team better? None. It's just this guy right here, John Elway, flexing some serious muscle.
As he walks onto Supplesio Field in Grand Junction, donning his pinstriped Rockies uniform, Ryan Warner definitely looks the part. But in only his second career start in professional baseball, Warner is also acting the part.
Yep, here's the payoff. Ruiz takes a cold strike three.
All the other guys are giving me some good advice.
He's a real good pitcher. I faced him in like a live BP, and he was gassing me up.
Warner's second career start came with a bit more flair than just your regular rookie ball game. The fans were packed in this stadium because a future Hall of Famer was playing behind him at first base.
Me growing up as a Rockies fan, he's been my favorite Rocky, and that's been pretty cool to have him over there at first base,
And today at the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb, the monster was dethroned as the king of the hill.
The 946.1
and what
64.
Was, and what was Dumas?
0.181. You
got him by 2. Yeah! Woo!
For 18 years, Reese has been coming to Pikes Peak, trying to conquer the mountain his father once dominated. And today, there's no other person he'd rather be linked to in this historic race.
That was amazing. Yep, to carry on the Millen legacy up here and to potentially have an overall win is fantastic. My dad, best driver in the world, and now to achieve one of the greatest things he achieved is awesome.
Indeed, records were meant to be broken.
Hey, welcome into the Week 7 edition of the Friday Night End Zone. I'm Sam Farnsworth, of course, as always, joined by Brandon Spiegel for the show. This week, we've got some big-time league games, especially with our Game of the Week in the 5A Continental South Conference. Yeah. Check out the foggy night at D20 Stadium. Pine Creek and Liberty, the student sections, using their cell phones to communicate with each other tonight. Nice. I like the creativity there. Second quarter, Pine Creek going for it on 4th and goal. Sam Farrell with the stop. That's a turnover on downs. Very next play, though, JoJo Doman didn't give Liberty much of a chance. Dropped in the end zone for a safety. 23-0 Eagles on the ensuing kickoff. Avery Anderson on the return, a patient runner, a few slots he finds, a few stiff arms he throws, and he's gone a long way for the touchdown. Oh, big game for Pine Creek. They even added a late field goal at the end of the half with those flashing lights behind them. Eagles win big, 47-0. Up at Don Breeze Stadium tonight, Palmer Ridge hosting Durango from the Four Corners area. First quarter, check out the Bears D. Zach Always gets into the backfield, leading the charge for the sack and forcing a punt. Then on the Bears' next possession, backed up at their own 2. He's out of here. Peyton Bauer to Matt Kostenbauer. 98 yards on that touchdown pass. That set the tone the rest of the way. The Bears win big, 45-2. All right, welcome back out to Sports Authority Field at Mile High. The Broncos, a pretty convincing win over the Green Bay Packers today, improving to 7-0 on the season. We're joined now by TJ Ward. TJ, it seemed like there was a lot of attitude out there on the defensive side of the ball, both sides of the ball, really. I mean, did you bring a different attitude maybe that you haven't had yet this year? Or?
I felt like we felt a little disrespected. That's how we felt coming into this game. Being the underdog, 1, coming in and being 7-0, 6-0, 2, and playing at You know, they're a good team, but they didn't give us a shot to win this game, and that's unfortunate because you see what we just did.
It seems like even though with the start of the season there's been critics this year, do you think a game like this maybe silences some of those critics?
It's always going to be critics. You know, that's life. You just got to know how to deal with them. You just got to get better. You got to hear them or not hear them. And I hear them sometimes. We hear them, and then sometimes we just ignore it. But
it seems like the defense tonight kind of was a defensive momentum. It seems like things really started to click late third quarter into the fourth quarter, and after that, it all over. I mean, you got into the backfield, a few big sacks, the strip sack, the safety.
Yeah, once we started kind of getting to them towards the end of the game, we knew it was a wrap. They got a couple drives in the first half, and in the second half, that last one, or the first one that started, but that were because of penalties, and we just got to improve those and clean those up.
For you on the defensive side of the ball, how nice is it to see the balance on the offense tonight? Probably the most balanced game of the season. Great running game, great passing game, I believe over 500 yards.
Yeah, I mean, when you see all three sides of the ball are playing to the capabilities, you know, we're a very, very dangerous team, and we can make teams look really bad. So.
How long do you enjoy a win like this? How quickly, I guess, should I say, do you flush this one away?
I'm going to enjoy it tonight, and tomorrow we go to work, and I'll be ready for Indy. Film room.
Congratulations, TJ. Thank you very much. That's TJ Ward, Broncos safety. We'll be back coming up in a little bit later with more from the Broncos locker room. Until then, we'll send it back to you, Brandon, in Colorado Springs. Hey, thank you for joining us for another edition of Broncos Breakdown, brought to you by Rocky Mountain Honda Dealers. I'm Sam Farnsworth, along with former Bronco wide receiver Justin Armour. The Broncos really balanced yesterday. 500 yards of offense, another suffocating defense. Now they're 7-0 for only the second time in franchise history. The last time, that 98 team of yours that went 13-0 to start the season, won a Super Bowl, ended pretty well for them. But let me ask you this. How excited can we get about a 7-0 start? Is it still a little too early to maybe start getting too excited?
No. I think we should get real excited. Yeah. In fact, that defense yesterday proved to us everything we've been talking and thinking about them all year long. To go against arguably one of the best offenses out there and basically make them look like they didn't have anything to give. Nowhere did they have answers in the run game. The secondary was stifling even when Rodgers had time to throw. I think we saw right now the maturation of a championship defense.
Yeah, there's only 3 other unbeatens out there, the Patriots, Bengals, and then the Panthers. Panthers will be playing tonight against the Colts. Well, it seems like no matter what the Broncos have done this season, even the good moments, it seems like there's still been a lot of critics out there. They say bench Manning, they say change the offense, you know, defense can't do it all. There's been everything, right? I asked a lot of players about this after the game. I want to ask you now, with a performance like the one that they had last night, is this one of those that can shut the critics up, or do they have to kind of repeat this again to really silence them?
You know, it's hard to say. I can guarantee you Peyton Manning, though, was a sigh and a breath of fresh air. I'm sure he's wanted to tell a few of those reporters a few extra things this week. What was exciting for me to see is the offensive line. You saw these big gaps right here on the zone run to the left, right. Those seams that these guys are hitting, that's a product of the offensive line, understanding who to block in space. Secondly, you know, just the way that the offensive line then opens up the play action pass, and we're seeing all those over the middle catches. That combination of offense is very deadly. And then you got a defense holding the best quarterback in the league to 77 yards. Very good team right now.
Definitely the kind of team we hope to see for weeks to come. Well, it's that time of the show again to answer a question from one of our viewers. Tonight's question coming to us from Matt. Matt asks, does the Broncos defense have what it takes to stay this strong all season, or is there a danger of them getting tired, especially if the offense isn't more consistent?
Matt, when you're getting paid that kind of money, you don't get tired, and that's what's great about it. What our biggest concern going into the second half of the season, can we keep this defensive unit healthy? So far, we've been really lucky. Can we finish out without replacing 1 or 2 starters? If we can, this defense is only going to get better, and that really is you know, a big deciding factor.
Great, good question, Matt. Thank you. Because your question was selected, you do receive the gas card to Loaf and Jug and the gift card to the Crystal Park Cantina in Manitou Springs. Thanks again, Justin. Broncos next week. Peyton Manning returning to Indianapolis. We'll have another great edition of Broncos Breakdown next week. Until then, 11 News will be back right after this.